Okay guys, look, I'm going to provide a few modifications to kind of help you out just a little bit more. I think everybody's capable of doing this, but I'm going to kind of help you. I'm going to go through, there's 26 of these. I'm going to do 13 of them with you. That's half. And I think you'll be fine to get the rest of them on your own, but if not, get a parent or a grandparent or a guardian, somebody you live with, and have them check over before you turn it in. But I'm going to do half of it with you, so let's see what we got. Wrote a check for $100. Now, if I write a check, is that putting money in my account or is it taking money away from me? If I'm writing it and giving it to you, that's going to be a negative, right? So I'm going to put a negative right there so that you all can remember that. And then later on, that one, you can click and drag over to the negative side, okay? I'm just going to skip around and do a few. Let's just do the second one. If I spent $45, is it a plus or a minus? You're right, it's a minus. I'm losing $45. If I mowed somebody's yard and they paid me $45, that would have been a plus. But I spent it, so it's negative. Let's do this one. A deposit of $50. Now, some of you all have a bank account, some of you don't. And that's okay too. You're still young, you'll have all that taken care of later on in life. But if I deposit, I'm putting money in. So if I'm putting that in, is it a plus or a minus? Good, it's a plus. So in a little bit, you're going to drag that over to the positive side. No change in temperature. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, it stays the same. If it went up, it would be a positive. If it went down, it's a negative. But if it stayed in the middle, there's zero change. There is no change at all. So I'm just going to put a 0 in there to represent no change at all. Okay? I'm trying to pick the harder ones, but they're all about the same. So if you understand the ones I'm going over, you're going to be able to understand the other ones. All right. Descended 50 feet. Now, Mr. Smith is not a very good swimmer. If I'm close to the bank and I fell out of the boat, I could probably make it to the bank. But if I'm way out, you're just going to come visit me at my funeral. I'm not going to make it. I'm probably going to start sinking because that's what big guys do. We just sink. If you're going down and you're sinking, it's called descending. When I jumped out of the airplane in the video that you watched, I descended down to the ground. So if I'm falling, if I'm going under, that's going to be a negative. So I'm going to put a negative beside that one. Winning by 4 points. Okay, hold on. Winning by 4 points. If you get 4 points more than you had, that's going up, right? So which one's going up? Is that a positive or a negative? Right. That's a positive. Now, let's look at this one. $40 in debt. Debt means you owe somebody. So if I owe you money and I give it to you, is that a positive or a negative for me? Good, it's a negative. All right, so we've got those. How many have I done so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done 7. I've got 6 more to go. And I'm just kind of randomly picking them around the board because, like I said, they're all on about the same level. If you understand the ones I'm going over, you're going to do just fine on the other ones. Let's look at this one. A bonus of $200. Now, I'm a teacher. Teachers don't get bonuses. We get a salary. That's great. I'm appreciative of it. It pays the bills. But there are some jobs out there where you can get a bonus. Some companies and factories and businesses, maybe they'll give you a bonus around Christmas time. It's kind of like they give you your paycheck plus a little bit more. So if it's plus more, you're right. That's a positive. All right. At sea level. Miss Huff's example, sea level, it doesn't say above, it doesn't say below, it's right at sea level. So that's not a positive, that's not a negative, that's just 0, that's right in the middle. Speaking of sea level, let's look at this one. 1,000 feet above sea level, it's going up. So if it's going up, is that a positive or a negative? Yep, you got it really quick on that one, that's a positive. Some of these words we're just not very familiar with. So I'm trying to pick some of those. Ascend. Now, a few minutes ago, we had one where we descended. We said descending is going down. Down and descend both begin with a D. All right? Descend is going down. So the opposite of going down is going up. So if you ascend 100 feet, you're right. That's a positive. Think about this. If there was a great big tall tree, I meant maybe a sequoia out in California or something, and you threw ropes up there and you pulled yourself up 100 feet, you ascended 100 feet. If you're in a canyon out west and you're trying to climb the mountain and you go up 100 feet, you ascended 100 feet. So that's a positive. So descend means going down, ascend means going up. Let me see if there's any more that I think you might have some trouble with. Let's look at this one. A withdrawal of $25. Again, if you've got a bank account, just like you wrote the check, if you put money in, you're depositing it. If you take it out, you're withdrawing it. So if you're taking it out, that's, yep, you're right. It's a negative. If I'm taking it out, so withdrawal is going to be a negative. Let's see. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got one more I'm going to do for you. Miss Huff, can you find one?
12 degrees below zero.
12 degrees below zero. It's pretty cold. Okay? We know if it's zero, you're probably not going to have school that day anyway. But if it's below zero, is that going down or is it going up? Below zero is going down, so that's going to be a negative. Okay, I really think you're going to be good as gold on all the rest of these. There's not a whole lot of really hard words there. If you need help with that, like I said, you can ask a parent, you can ask a guardian, you can ask an older brother or sister, whatever. But I need you to click on them and drag them to the positive if it's a positive, drag them to the negative if it's a negative, and drag them to the zero if it's neither one. Okay? Ms. Huff, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes. So,
Okay, hold on just a moment.
when Mr. Smith says the drag, he's talking about this right here. So those ones that he said were positive, negative, and zero. So like on this one, did you do this one right a check,
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Okay. So writing the check was a negative. Okay, now you can't drag it, unfortunately. So you have to hit Control C on your keyboard and then hit Control V, whoops, to paste it and move it there.
So Control C and Control V.
Or do you think?
Control C cuts it, Control V places
No,
it.
copies it.
Copies it. Well, it's same thing.
Yeah.
Okay? If you have any problems, contact us. All right? Thank you very much.